How do I do this? I don't know what to say. Okay. Hi, Lovelies. Sorry. Okay. Hi, Lovelies. My name is Kantan Kami. I'm a character designer, illustrator, and wannabe mangaka. And welcome. This is my first fucking video. So sit tight and listen. Alright. Can we have a heart-to-heart for a second?
Like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
Can we have a heart-to-heart for a second? Like, I feel like I need to explain something. There's an elephant in the room, and if you guys have been following me since the character design series, or even my little animatics that I've been posting, you'll start to notice a theme going on with my accounts. And that is, I think I got too many stories, guys. I have too many stories, and I feel like the reason is I have a world-building addiction. And I'm gonna explain why that is, but we need to acknowledge this, right? Go to my toy house, which is, if anyone doesn't know what a toy house is, it's basically a website that hosts a bunch of your characters. You start to notice on my profile, you see Universe 1, Universe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're wondering, what the fuck is that? That is me. Those folders they're incomplete stories that I have to get back to. Because they're good ideas, it's just that, like, I have a problem. And that's why I'm making this video, because I just feel like I want to talk about this, because it kind of ties into a lot of stuff that's been going on my accounts recently, my social media accounts. I notice a pattern with the way that I treat characters, and it is also the reason why I started my character design series, which honestly, I gotta say, kind of played into the problem. But I have a pattern of creating ambitious ideas, creating intricate worlds, and, you know, creating a lot of backstories. I'll do research galore. Like, I'm the type of person who's gonna research a bunch of stuff, learn the history of things. I'm going to tie things together. I'm gonna make I have, for all my stories, I have gigantic documents of things, and I'll write all these intricate, detailed worlds, right? I'll create these worlds, and then, like, I'll throw them away. Or I won't touch them for years. And I've started to realize that it has become a problem over the years, and I had to sit down with myself and say, okay, Kantan, what the fuck? What is going on with you? Why are you just throwing away these worlds? What is it about you that makes it really hard for you to complete these stories, or actually even make them into comics? Because I think all the stories there are comic stories. They're not just like OC worlds, they're actual comics. Why don't you, do them? And it's a little friend I call perfectionism. It's something that, to be honest, if I'm to talk about everything to do with myself, is just a problem in general. Like, I am a perfectionist. I cannot create things if they're not perfect. If they're not perfect, I don't want them. And I really have to sit with myself and think about that, okay? All right, and, like, let me show you. Like, okay, like, these worlds are, like, intricate, detailed worlds. Like, you have Universe 1, which is my fantasy story. I have Universe 2, which is, I think, Universe 2, what was it? It was, I think, the reincarnation story. I had Universe 3, which is a slice of life story. Universe 4 is a yokai story. Universe 5 is the sci-fi story. I think I said that right. Yeah, Universe 5 is the sci-fi story. And then I have, of course, Universe 6, which is my supernatural story, which I have 2 stories in there, Grimlord and Trust in the Lost One. So I want to, like, actually address this, because it's an elephant in the room, and if you go on my account, you're like, damn, this bitch got a lot of fucking OCs, and it's because I just have too many stories that I have not talked about. I'm gonna try to take it from a different angle, because I feel like I'm so into YouTuber mode that I can't speak about things, but I'm trying to narrow it down to how I feel. So the major problem that I usually have is that I will come up with an idea, right? I'll come up with an idea. It will be such a good idea that I will research a ton about the idea. It's a story idea, and I will read a bunch of source material. I'll read manga, watch anime, watch movies, doing all this research to try to craft a really good story out of this one idea. And I will even write synopsis. I'll write synopsis for characters, write the direction of the story, even create timelines for this fucking stories. And then I have a moment with myself. I'm like, all right, you had a story. What are you gonna do with it? And then most of the time, what I used to say to myself, I can't do it because of either I can't draw, I can't write, or X, Y, and Z. And I would throw it away and try to find a simpler project that I can start my skills on. And I have been doing that cycle for more than a decade. Thus, You look at my toy house, Cedar Universes, those are universes where I say that I put my OCs in. And yes, that's exactly what it is, but it's also Kantan delaying projects because she just at the time didn't feel like her skill set matched what she was trying to create. And that's always been an issue that I've had for years. It's only till recently where I've been kind of actively trying to fight that thought process because, I mean, at the time, I was lacking skill sets. Like, I was drawing things that were not of what I imagined it to be in my head. Like, for example, Red. Like, I imagined it to be this big manga project. At the time, indie manga wasn't even that poppin'. It had sections, but it wasn't, like, crazy. And I was like, I don't know how to ink. I don't know how to make humans. My human drawings are kind of not good. And so I was like, I'm just gonna delay this project because I feel like maybe I should experiment with a project that I don't care about that much, which was Grimlord, which was a side project I had created before. And then, you know, Grimlord got too big, and I kind of like Grimlord way more than I thought I would. It's now kind of not a side project, but more of a passion project. But even then, I was like, I don't know how to make webtoons, because I was going to make Grimlord a webtoon at the time. So I delayed it for Trust in the Lost one, which is still supposed to be coming out maybe this year or next year, like later. But it's like I will always run into this cycle of having this ambitious project that I want to do, realizing I don't have the skill sets for it, and training myself to have those skill sets. But at that point, years have passed, and it's like, wow, I kind of just never wanted to take that chance on myself to create that thing. And it's like, that's the textbook definition of perfectionism. And I wanted to explore, why do I always have that thought that I'm not ready? Like, I had to really think about this, guys. I really had to sit down and think about this. Even like as I'm recording this, I had another sit down with myself, and I figured out what the problem is, right? And I want to talk a little bit about my childhood. Criticism, I have such a weird relationship with it, because like I feel like a lot of artists, when someone criticizes their work, they get defensive by it. For me, I do initially have that feeling of being defensive, but then I fight myself saying, you gotta listen to it because you're probably wrong. And so I feel like I naturally take other people's opinions as being better than my own ideas. And because of that, I think that my ideas are not worth being shared because I know there's things to be fixed. Growing up, I've always taken criticism as being better in my own opinion. But I'm gonna get into this exact, I think I would say, artist wound that I had, and I didn't realize that it was a thing. So I started being an online artist at 12 years old. It was a website called Flipno Hatena. If anyone's as old as me or has been on there, you know. I have even some neutrals still that I've known from years from that site. And growing up, I was never like really focused on, no one really gave a fuck about me. But when it came to my art, people praised me. That was like the only attention I felt like I got. But when I began to be on that site, I had a reality check with myself that I was not the best in the room, like I was in real life. Like, there were so many artists, especially artists of my age, who were better than me, and I was overlooked a lot. So at one point, I feel like if you're any beginner artist, you're gonna be mad about it. You're like, why is no one looking at my work? Why is no one looking at it? Come on. I used to be like one of those. I used to be annoying. I was like, there was a post I literally had a sad face. I was like, oh, I wish I had stars, because there's a system that you know, instead of likes on YouTube, we would have the star system where you get stars on your post. And I'd be like, oh, no one's looking at my stuff. I would be upset at that. But then I had like a fight online with an artist, and they literally teared me to shreds. Deservedly so. I feel like I was being a little annoying, right? But they were like, your art is ugly, blah, 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 blah. And it was so sad. I was so sad by it. But then I, you know, accepted that, you know, my art was bad and I needed to improve. And so my relationship with criticism, even towards my art, starting to become like, people are right about my art. I need to stop feeling bad about myself. I need to take this criticism and listen to people and stop believing you're the best in the room. So it kind of like broke my ego, my artist ego, to the point that I didn't feel like I was ever a good artist to begin with, and that I was lying to myself the entire time. At least that's what I internalized it, even if I didn't want to admit it. I mean, going forward after that point, I started to accept that I would always be overlooked because I can never match the skill set of artists above me. I remember I even went into like art class when people praise my art, I'd be like, but someone's better than me. I used to say that. I used to be like, yeah, but someone's better than me or not. Because it literally broke me. That event broke me so much to the point that I was like, I deserve to be overlooked. I need to keep improving to be looked at, because if other artists above me are getting more likes than me, or other artists are getting more stars than me, then there's a reason why they get more stars than me, because they're better at art than me. And so that's just how it is. I started to accept that I would always be overlooked. And I feel like as I got better at my art, I don't think I really changed my mindset kind of like with that. Because I would say I'm thankful nowadays that I can accept criticism, but I also feel like I struggle to not look outside at criticism and value my own opinion or my own ideas. So back to the story stuff, even in that aspect of my art, I recognize that I'm a weak writer. I recognize that I, at the time couldn't draw certain comics a certain way. I recognize that I struggled with humans. I became so hyper aware of what I lacked in some areas that it made me not want to try and do this toxic cycle of keep improving. Like, I just am very unhealthy in the way that my relationship with improvement. It's like, you suck, so you have to improve. You gotta do that, you gotta improve. And it's the same way with these stories. Like, I recognize, okay, the story ideas are good, but can you do that? No, then stop believing in it. Stop even thinking it's worth even being seen if it cannot meet the form that you have in your head. And that's why those cycles continued like that for so long, because that's how I just treated my own art. I just started to treat it like that. Now I'm in such a weird place too, right? Because I would say this even goes to the extent of like how I treat my overall artist journey, because I'm still playing like I am smaller, or not. That's not the word. What is the word for that? That I am still lacking in some area when I'm not. I feel like if you see me online, you're like, I'm praising myself or I'm hyping myself up. It's because I'm in a state where I'm like trying to give myself confidence and believe in my work now, because it's like, what's the whole point of all that learning if you're not gonna do anything with it, right? For me, I look at my progress and I've improved so much, but somehow in my head I still feel like it's lacking. And I've been just fighting that demon inside my body for years. Especially in 2022, I feel like that's where the shift really started. Actually, maybe not. 2021, actually. Maybe just 2020 in general. In 2020, my art started to match the way that I always wanted it to be. Here I was as a good world builder, but a struggling artist. I was a struggling artist, but I was a world builder. And I could never match that skill set with each other. Now I'm a better artist and I'm a world builder. So it's weird right now because I started the redesign series as a way to get myself to, redesign characters that I wanted. I had old characters that I had, but it started, the funny thing that happened was, and this also has helped me understand, and I have severe imposter syndrome. As I was doing the redesign series, my idea was that it was just going to be focused on the designs and no one's going to care about the stories. To me, it was just like throwaway ideas and, designs, and people are going to like the designs. But I started to notice a shift in the way that people like the videos. They're like, oh, I love this idea. Why don't you talk about it? And I'm like, oh, you like that? I didn't think about ever sharing it really, or like really going depth in it, because I thought like my stories didn't really matter to people. I just started thinking that like you probably just gonna like the design and that's it. But that showed to me that I still have a lot of stories that I've been hiding from people because I just felt like I wasn't good enough yet. And I don't know, it's interesting because I'm at a point where I'm really just trying to accept that instead of being hypercritical about everything that I am as an artist, I need that stage in my life where I'm just doing stuff because I can. I need to be able to express my art and my stories to people without fear of doing something incorrectly. Because here's the thing that I'm also scared about. I'm scared that what's gonna happen is I'm gonna release work, and I'm gonna release that work, and obviously, as a person who's hypercritical of myself, I'm gonna analyze everything about my work that I think is horrible. Because trust me guys, I have done that with a lot of stuff that I posted recently, where I'm very hypercritical of it. And then people are gonna be like, yeah, it is like kind of lacking in that. And it's just gonna make me value their opinions more than myself. That's what I've been struggling with for a while now. And if you guys don't know that I'm currently writing a manga, and I plan on making a short manga series soon. And that's a struggle that I've always dealt with. Like, is this person gonna catch the flaws that I catch? that means this whole thing needs to be thrown away because it's not good enough. I'm always fighting with saying it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Some things are just worth existing just because, and you need to stop thinking they don't just because they can't match the image in your head. Nothing will ever match the image in your head, you know? You'll never be ready, and I have to tell myself that because I will never be ready. I will never be. But I have to start being strong and putting my ideas out there, even in the face of criticisms, because there's always going to be someone to say something. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me, because what matters to me is that I was brave enough to show people something. So I just wanted to talk about that because it's been something that I've been struggling with, I would say, because I would just say this. I think I'm ending the redesign series because it's not because I don't enjoy doing the redesigns. I just feel like, in a way, the redesign series feels like I'm stalling what I actually want to do. Like, I actually want to write Grimlord. I actually want to write Trust in the Lost Ones. I actually want to finish Monsters Within. But I'm so focused on, once again, people pleasing other people, and they're like, oh, I like this story better than this. So I'm not like taking agency of my own ideas, and I'm once again letting people lead me, instead of being like, hey, I actually want to finish these stories up. Can you guys like pay attention to? Of course, I feel like I want to be in the middle and still kind of right here and there with the Caliban Clinic, but I don't want to just make up stories right now because I have so many stories that I haven't finished, guys. Like, I have so many stories I haven't finished, and I think right now in my career the best thing for me would be to complete those stories, and I want you guys to see that too. That's why I feel like when I make these videos, it's like a diary, an artist diary. This whole topic about perfectionism is something I've actively been fighting against for these past couple of years. Sometimes I still fall into that habit of taking other people's opinions over my own opinion, and feeling like my voice isn't worth being heard. I'm at a point where I'm like, yeah, I think I want to express myself more and not feel like I lack in things anymore. But anyway, that's it. I don't have much to say. I will say I'm gonna make a video going further into this topic, but not just about stories. I think it'll be interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna make a lot more videos like this, I think, going forward. So stay tuned, and I love you. Bye. Hi, this is Recording Con. I completely forgot to record this segment. Also, I want to say I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first video, and yeah, I don't know. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a while, but I just never had the confidence to do it. Now I kind of just don't care anymore, and I decided to just do it. I wanted to also sit down and explain why I'm ending the character design series properly, because I feel like I didn't explain it well in the video, but I feel like I've graduated from short form content. Like, when you're making short form content, you only have a couple minutes to explain a concept or explain an idea or even talk to your audience, and I kind of was getting like fed up with that structure because, like, first of all, like I just said in this video, I have a bunch of like character ideas, a bunch of lore and stuff, and I feel like people already ask in the comments like, oh, why don't you explain it in a video or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I feel like I should just do that for the entire thing. If I'm gonna like explain a story, I'd rather it be in video, like long form video form instead of short form. And also, yeah, it's just that I want to feel more connected to people, and I have so much to say about a lot of things, not just character stuff even. It's like our topics in general, just thoughts about the world. And I always say that my other skill set is yapping, because I'm a yapper, bro. That's like I'm so good at yapping about various topics. If you've met any of my friends, they would tell you that I'm a yapper, and yeah, I feel like this format is just perfect for me, and I just want to creatively express myself well. So going forward, I just want to, instead of feeling burnt out and always feeling that like I need to produce a short form content that it doesn't fulfill me at all, like I want to actually like make content that not only fits my skill set, but I probably enjoy more than just making short form content. So yeah, if you guys are interested in my characters, or you just want to know more lore about stuff, I've also created a database. I made like a website where you can scroll and read like synopsis about what projects I'm working on. I have so much stuff that I want to work on, guys.
Or I'm yapping, but anyway, I hope you guys will support me on this new phase. I feel like I call it Content 2.0 because it's like the focus more is on my community than just producing content. Oh god, I can yap more, bro, about why I feel this way, but you know, I'll do that for another video. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.